Welcome inside East Gymnasium for our third and final game of this Coaches versus Cancer event hosted here at Fort Lee High School, as it's going to be a boys basketball showdown between the Garfield Boilermakers, 2-1 on the season, taking on Fort Lee, the Bridgemen, 9-3, and ranked number 23 in the NorthJersey.com Top 25. Hello, everyone. I'm Dan Long, joined alongside by Dimitri Nanis and Renee Matisich. So glad that he could join us on our Fort Lee Athletics YouTube channel. First meeting between these two schools since 2015 when Garfield won 59-55 at a game at Garfield. Boilermakers in their road purple, Fort Lee in their home white, and we are underway with the opening tip won by Garfield. And Zion Bateman out jumping Greg Garcia. Due to COVID, this is only the third game played this season by Garfield. As they take a shot from outside, no good. Rebound out in space to Justin Peguero. Peguero giving a new life now to this offense. As again, it's going to be Christian Molina getting the shot up, this time wide of the mark, rebounded by Isaiah Stang. Garcia, Jang, Stang, Ogadegby, and Gakian, the usual starting five for Coach Adam Schrager. Dumped down low to Garcia. Garcia is fouled on his way up. That'll be the first foul of the game for either team, and that'll send Greg Garcia to the line, shooting 2. Chris Storms, the head man for Garfield. As Garcia too strong in that first foul shot attempt. Adam Schrager in his 4th season at the helm of Fort Lee. Garcia coming off a 15-point performance against Cliffside Park in a win the other night here at home on Thursday. But Garcia missing his first 2 foul shots as Fort Lee comes away empty on that possession. Garcia only a 52% foul shooter on the season. Garfield coming in off a win, 54-46 last night against Lodi. Right back in it here today. That floater attempt by Prentovsky off the mark, rebounded by Garcia. Garcia averaging around a double-double this season for Fort Lee. He has been sensational inside as the senior big man has grown by leaps and bounds and developed his game throughout his varsity career. Devin Jang, the sophomore, out top to Ogadegby. Ogadegby setting it down low to Garcia. Maneuvers around the defense, does a nice job of contorting the body without going out of bounds. And Greg Garcia gets the first 2 points of the game to give Fort Lee a 2-0 lead over Garfield. Christian Molina had 21 points for the win last night. He's number 23 in purple. Prentovsky down low. Bateman rushed that shot. Had a little more time than he thought he did. Ogadegby out to Gakian. Back up top to Ogadegby. Across the lane. Again, giving it to Garcia. Garcia pushed from behind as he was going up for the layup. Left that one short of the rim, but that'll send Garcia once again to the foul line, shooting 2. Second team foul against Garfield. First against Dragan Prentovsky. As Garcia knocks down his first made foul shot of the game, he's got the first 3 points for the Bridgemen. That might be my favorite name so far that I've gotten to call throughout the basketball season. Dragon as a first name. Garcia missing on the second foul shot. He's only 1 of 4 at the line to begin this first quarter. Here's Molina, pulls up from 3, no good. Garfield still looking for their first points of the game. Ogadegby in the open floor, getting it up top to Jang. Jang sets and fires from 3. Devin Jang, he's the sharpshooter for this Fort Lee side. His team-leading 21st three-pointer of the season. Quick timeout taken as Fort Lee doubles their lead now to 6-0 here in the first quarter of play. As I mentioned, fans, Garfield just has not been able to get on the floor all that often so far this season. They've played only 3 games so far this year, playing against Manchester in their season opener on December 21st. Then they had to wait 20 days in between their first and second games as they just got back into action earlier against Elmwood Park. Earlier this week, they lost against the Crusaders 66-43 on the road at Elmwood Park. They won last night on the road at Lodi 54-46. So they're continuing with a 3-game road trip and concluding that road trip here today against Fort Lee before coming back home to host Glen Rock at home next week. While the opposite side, Fort Lee already playing their 13th game of the season. Coach Schrager has gotten in a ton of games for his team, and they have paid him off quite nicely with a 9-3 record to begin the year. This is a team that's vying for one of the top seeds in North 1 Group 3 in the playoffs, in first place in the Big North American Division, and also in a position to qualify for the Bergen Jamboree. Garcia doing everything on both ends of the floor. Here's Jang. Out up top to Isaiah Stang, the leading scorer for Fort Lee. First touch of the ball. Draws the contact. Now to Gakian, cross-court pass to Jang. 3 minutes gone by here in the first. Here's Isaiah Stang. Bullet pass over to Ogadegbe. Spinning around, up top to Jang. Open for three. No good. Garcia fighting for the loose ball. All the hustle plays being executed to perfection right now by Fort Lee. Ogadegbe dropping it down low to Garcia. Squirts it free. Here's Gakian for three. Gakian shot no good. And that's going to be a foul, though, whistled underneath. It looks like it might be a moving screen. That would not have counted a three if it even had fallen for Fort Lee. So Ogadegbe picking up the offensive foul, his first. That was a problem that plagued him in the game against Cliffside Park. He played in foul trouble that entire night here in a jam-packed East Gym against Cliffside Park. Picked up 3 offensive fouls. There's Molina again. He's not shy to uncork the shots from 3. Jang with a rebound. Here's Gakian. No one picking him up. Gakian swoops his way to the hole and gets the layup, but another quick timeout taken by Chris Storms. It's been all Fort Lee in the early goings here, 8-0 leading Garfield. As we're closing in late here on the first quarter of play. Fort Lee ranked number 23 in NorthJersey.com's top 25. And the story for Fort Lee here at home in their previous 7 games defensively, they have held all 7 of their opponents to under 55 points in every game here at East Gymnasium. They're in line to do that again here as they're pitching a shutout right now with 4:11 left to go in the first quarter. Fort Lee is 5-2 at home this season. Since losing against Kennedy in the Jack Riley Holiday Tournament Final in late December, Fort Lee has been perfect here at home since, defeating Dwight Morrow, Cliffside Park, and now looking to make it 3 straight home wins with a win here today against Garfield. Pull-up jumper in the lane, no good. Deflected out right in front of us, and Fort Lee could not get it cleanly themselves as Garcia actually knocked it off of his teammate Xavier Martinez. That'll keep possession here with Garfield. Up top, Molina watched by Stang. Good contest there, leads the air ball. Martinez with a loose ball. He'll trigger the transition the other way. Martinez sets his sights on banking home the finish on the left side of the glass. Xavier Martinez's first 2 points of the game, 10-0 lead for Fort Lee. Across the middle lane for Garfield. Kick out, here's a corner 3 again. Molina ice cold. Tinsley into the game as Coach Schrager goes to his bench with Tinsley and Martinez onto the floor for the white-clad Bridgman. Martinez on the baseline. Blocked off. Getting it back up top. As that'll trickle away and go out of bounds for a turnover for Fort Lee. Jose Lozano getting the call up to the varsity here today to round out the roster. Number 23 in white, his first appearance this season. Double team right in front of Coach Schrager. Pentovsky getting it up top. Beguero splitting the seam, gets fouled, and is going to be deemed to be a shot in the act of shooting. That would send him to the line for 2. And it seems like that's going to be the case. So Garfield with a chance to gain their first point of the game here with 2:40 left to go. in the first quarter. Garfield still in search of that ever-elusive first point of the game after Justin Peguero, the junior, missing in the first foul shot. Peguero leaning forward, felt like he was going to miss that one, and it's going to be last touch, though, off of Ogadegbe last. So possession will stay with Garfield. Inbound to Prentovsky. Into the corner, another three by Garfield, no good. Boilermakers can't buy a bucket after Amari Devonish was offline on that three. Open three in the corner for Fort Lee, and Tinsley makes the Boilermakers pay in transition. Jamal Tinsley has been a beautiful spark for this Fort Lee side coming off the bench. Fort Lee struggled mightily offensively in the first quarter against Cliffside Park in their last game. Tinsley came into the second quarter, immediately produced 2 steals and a three-pointer and got Fort Lee going. Got the crowd roaring as well. That pass behind Molina after Devonish was trying to link up with him. 13-0 the lead for Fort Lee. It's been all Bridgman to begin this contest in our third and final game of a jam-packed day of basketball here at East Gymnasium. Ogadegbe takes it with the left hand, but left it short on the glass. Tipping it forward was Tinsley. Tinsley's one of the leaders in steals per game for Fort Lee. Pinballing away, now Molina pulls up for the jumper, and finally, with 90 seconds left to go in the first quarter, Garfield on the board, courtesy of Christian Molina. There's a turnover forced by the Boilermakers. Ogadegbe doing a good job of not fouling as the ball was taken away. Garcia down the other way. He left the layup short. Molina down to the near side baseline. Pull-up jumper on the baseline, too strong. He's got to have attempted at least double-digit shots already in this first quarter. Hitting only one. Tinsley going coast to coast and laying it in. Jamal Tinsley with 5 points off the bench for Fort Lee. 15-2 Bridgman on top. Trying to push their win streak to 6 in a row on the season. They're playing some of their best basketball in the last couple of seasons. Prentovsky dropping it down low, active hands, a block attempt there. As Darnell Bryant, number 34, was going up for the shot attempt, and he's going to be fouled in the act. That foul will go against Greg Garcia. For Garcia, that will be his first. And for Fort Lee, that's going to be their third team foul of the quarter. Bryant missing on the first foul shot attempt. Fort Lee has been priding itself on its defense, especially at home, all season long. They've allowed only one opposing team to come into East Gym and score over 20 points in a first half this season. I don't know if Garfield's going to get there the way that they're producing only 2 points so far here in the first quarter with under 30 seconds now left to go. Bryant missing a pair at the line. Gakian kicks it into the corner to Martinez. Coach Traeger barking out instructions for his team to hold for one final shot of the quarter. Peguero trying to get a 5 count, playing hardcore defense. Ogadegbe with the C's parting in front of him. Lays it in with a finger roll finish. 17-2. Ogadegbe steals it. Does he get it off in time? They'll count it. And Ogadegbe steals the inbounds pass, lays it up and in to beat the buzzer. As it is all Fort Lee, a dominant first quarter of play, jumping out to a 19-2 lead over Garfield. Ogadegbe laid up a layup late in that quarter, then on the ensuing inbounds, anticipated that inbounds pass, intercepted it, laid it up and in, just beat the buzzer. So Ogadegbe with 4 points in the blink of an eye, Jamal Tinsley leading the way with 5 points off the bench for Fort Lee, and the Bridgemen not any drop-off after that emotional 44-34 victory in front of a jam-packed house a couple of days ago against Cliffside Park. They are playing high-level basketball here today against Garfield, taking it to the Boilermakers 19-2 after one. Garfield's gotten those shot opportunities that they've been looking for, but just some bad luck as well for the Boilermakers. They've missed on foul shot opportunities. They're 0 for 3 from the line, and want to see what type of adjustments Garfield will make heading into the start of the second quarter. And everything that could go bad went bad in that first quarter for the Boilermakers. Now the Bridgemen have to keep their foot on the gas here as we start the second quarter of play. A 17-point lead for Fort Lee, trying to get to double-digit wins on the season. They're 9-3 coming into this one. Garfield 2-1, team that is just happy to get back on the floor after having so many games postponed and canceled because of COVID. There's Gakian getting around the defense. Rafi Gakian with 4 points in the first half. For the 6'3 senior who averages just under 6 points a game. Look at this on-ball defense by Stang and company. Outstanding so far. There's Molina, step back three, no good. He's still looking for his first three-pointer of the game. Here's Stang in the open floor, just at a different speed, dizzying his way up and in. And one, Isaiah Stang. Lets out a cry afterwards of celebration. Stang looked like he was shot out of a cannon the way that he got to that loose ball. And with his speed, took him right down the lane for the hoop and the harm. Stang will complete the three-point play and knock in the foul shot, his first 3 points of the game. 24-2, the lead now for Fort Lee. Up top of the high post to Bateman. Bateman hands it off. Here's a pull-up jumper inside the arc, rattled in and out there for Devonish. Open three in the far corner. No good, and a hit into the stanchion up top for Xavier Martinez. As that will give the possession back to Garfield. Over 9 minutes gone in this game, and Garfield still stuck on 2 points. Boilermakers side that averages 47.7 points per game in their 3 contests so far this year. Here's a three-point attempt. Gakian getting a block on it as that caroms out of bounds to the near side. With 6:33 left to go in the second. Will be last touch off of Garfield, so the inbound upcoming now for Fort Lee. That shot attempt was by Ramadan Adams. Adams had 13 points in the win last night against Lodi. Martinez. Ogadegbe on the baseline of Gakian. Gakian fouled on his way up. He'll be helped up by his teammates, and Rafi Gakian will head to the foul line to try to increase his point total here in the first half. 6:17 left to go in the second quarter. Gakian off the back iron, no good on the first foul shot attempt. 4th team foul of the half for Garfield. As Zion Bateman will pick up his first personal foul. Gakian rattles in that second foul shot. It goes 1 of 2 with that trip to the line. 5 points in the half now for Rafi. 25-2. Drive and dish. Devonish now giving it to Molina. Molina inside. The teardrop does roll in. Christian Molina, the senior, has all 4 of Garfield's points here in the game. Ogadegbe getting it to Isaiah Stang. Stang driving on that left baseline. Curls it back up top straight away to Ogadegbe for 3. Bem Ogadegbe now with 7 points in the game. His first made 3 of the contest, 8th of the season for number 31 in white. Devenish calling for the screen. Excuse me, it was Adams calling for the screen. Now here's Devenish. Watched by Ogadegbe. Devenish crossing over to his left hand, and he'll lay it up and in. Amari Devenish, the junior guard. His first 2 points of the contest. 28-6 now the lead for Fort Lee. 3 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Dan Long so glad that he could join us here on the Fort Lee Athletics YouTube channel. Fort Lee looking for what would be win number 6 in a row on the season. Stang, extra pass, kick out, corner three. Martinez brings rain. Unselfish basketball leads to the open shooter in the corner. Martinez delivers with the three. Across the way, Adams left that one just on the rim. Stang secures the rebound. Stang in the open floor, got it knocked away. Garfield trying with the hustle play. Getting it in the open floor, and it looks like it's going to be a foul whistled against Fort Lee, stopping what could have been a transition opportunity there for Garfield. With 4:22 left to go here in the first half of play. Fort Lee has knocked down 4 3-pointers in this game. They've been unselfish and suffocating on defense. Dish inside. Bryant got fouled. He got pushed underneath on his way up. So Darnell Bryant will head to the foul line with a chance again to get his first points of the game. Fifth-team foul of the half now for Fort Lee. Darnell Bryant back to the line for 2. Bryant is now 0 for 3 in his first 3 attempts at the foul line. And Garfield's is 0 for 5 so far here today. Second foul shot also short. Rebound comes out into the hands of Tinsley. Tinsley knocked down 3. No. Gakian, though, gets the offensive rebound. Tinsley floats it back up. Garcia now camping out underneath the rim, and he kisses it high off the glass and in. Garcia with 5 points in the first half. 33-6, the lead grows for Fort Lee. Past the midway point of the quarter. Across the middle, and that time it's going to be a foul whistled against Jose Lozano after he thought he had got an all ball. That'll bring Amari Devenish to the line, shooting 2. As that time, Devenish will sink in the first made foul shot of the game for Garfield. They had started the game 0 for 6 at the line. Devenish now has made both of his foul shots there. He's got a game-high 4, along with Christian Molina's 4, as Fort Lee in control here. Isaiah Stang from up top, shakes and bakes, fires, missing. Tinsley with the offensive rebound. All Bridgman here in the first half. Tinsley, though, hurt as he came down, holding on to the back of his left leg. Might have been a case of he just rolled his ankle as he fell on top of a player. As again, it was Jamal Tinsley falling down after securing that point. So Tinsley hobbled a little bit, not trying to put that much weight on his left ankle as he's being helped off the floor for Fort Lee. After the Bridgmen take a 35-8 lead here over Garfield. Now good sign to see Tinsley starting to put a little more weight on that left ankle as he will head to the sideline and definitely get some ice put on that ankle as well. Tinsley was 7 points off the bench for Coach Schrager's side here today. 35-8. The lead as Devin Jang will come back in for Tinsley. Give and go inside. Adams weathers the contact and 1. Ramadan Adams, the sophomore. Nice looking player there on the give and go. Got the contact and the foul against Gakian, and for Gakian, that is his second personal foul. 7th team foul against Fort Lee. Got a chance now to 3-point play for Adams. Adams missing the foul shot though. Ball is loose on the floor. Picked up by Bryant, and a timeout taken and granted to Chris Storms to save the possession for the Boilermakers. Garfield still continuing to struggle at the foul line, but producing 8 points here in the second quarter. They trail 35-10 against Fort Lee, as Fort Lee raced out to a 19-2 lead after the first 8 minutes of action and have not been looking back since. They have been dominating on the glass on both sides of the floor and executing to perfection for Coach Schrager on offense, unselfishly leading to open shooters to knock down those open jumpers. Garfield 2-1 on the season, in 5th place in the NJIC's Colonial Division. Last season, the Boilermakers went 5-6 in last season's shortened year. Back in their last full season, Garfield went 16-10 overall in 2019-2020. They won a game in the Bergen County Jamboree and then also lost in the first round of the North 1 Group 3 sectional playoffs. And as I mentioned, Garfield is only playing their 4th game of the season here in mid-January. They opened up the year on December 21st, then had to wait 20 days before playing in their 2nd game of the year. That came in this past week at Elmwood Park on January 11th. Adams. Devenish back to Adams. Adams for 3, rattles in and out. Fight for the loose ball. Good hustle there by Bryant. Bryant with a couple of back-to-back offensive rebounds underneath just on pure hustle. There's Molina. Molina pulls up from distance. In and out. Tipped away, and Stang secures the board. Coming up on 2.5 minutes left to go in the first half. 35-10, the lead for Fort Lee. Stang faked at the 3, drew the defense, dropped it down low for Garcia. And Garcia is fouled once again, going on his way up. That was a nice play by Isaiah Stang. He pump faked, jab stepped, drew the defender out to him, got by him, and then passed a hard pass down low to Greg Garcia, who will head to the line for 2. And Garcia will bring home another point. 6 points for the 6'4" senior forward for Fort Lee here in the first half. Make it now 7 points for Garcia. 3 for 6 at the foul line here in the first half. 37-10 now the lead for Fort Lee. Molina dropping it off for Devenish. Devenish reversing it now to Adams. Adams contorts his body inside, drops it off for Bryant, and Darnell Bryant, the senior, with his first 2 points of the contest. And Ogadegbe is going to be called for a violation on the inbounds. He stepped over the baseline. And that'll be a turnover for the Bridgemen. 1:58 left to go before halftime. Garfield trying to put together a couple of closing scores before the break. Molina open in the corner 3, no good. And a player down behind the play. Now it's Isaiah Stang for Fort Lee. And was that a case of he got hit in the knee, or he is writhing in pain right now? Quickly being attended to by the training staff of Fort Lee. Again, you never know in those situations where he got hit. He's holding his side, the right side of his rib cage, as he will check off the floor. And Fort Lee, that's the only thing that's not been going their way here today. A couple of their guards like the walking wounded right now. Mal Tinsley elevating his left ankle on the bench with some ice on it. He rolled his ankle, and now Isaiah Stang getting maybe a shot to the ribs. Ogadegbe on the baseline, draws the double team, out to Jang for 3. Devin Jang doing what he does best, the 3-point shot. Second made 3 of the game for Jang, the sophomore. He's got 6. Bridgman producing 40 first half points here today against Garfield. Good contest by Lozano. Now Ogadegbe up the floor. Turns. Finds the open man. Lozano in the corner. High arcing three, no good. Rebound underneath by Bryant. Ogadegbe steals it away. Step back three. He's got it! What about this three-point shooting in the first half for Coach Schrager's side? As Ogadegbe knocks down the three. Bem's got 10 in the half now for Fort Lee. 6 3-pointers in the first half here for Fort Lee as Molina goes high off the glass for his 6th point of the game. 43-14. Here's Ogadegbe across the middle. Left-hand layup for Ogadegbe. A breakout offensive performance for number 31 in white. He's got 12. Devenish. He'll pull the dribble back. Spinning, weaving his way through, missing it. Rebound, though, secured by Garfield. There's Molina from straight away, no good. Rebounded by Lozano. 14 seconds remaining in the half. Fort Lee has put up 45 points. A season best here in one half of play. Jang into the corner. Martinez, 3 seconds on the clock. Back to Jang for three. No good. But that will end a scintillating first half of play for Fort Lee as the Bridgemen have taken control from the start and will lead 45-14 heading into halftime here against Garfield as Fort Lee halfway home to win number 10 on the season. Stick around as we'll head back here on our broadcast to start the second half of play. You're watching coverage of the 2022 Coaches versus Cancer Day here at Fort Lee, with the Bridgemen leading the Boilermakers at the break. Welcome back inside East Gym here at Fort Lee as we're moments away for the resumption of play in the start of the second half. It has been all Bridgman here today as Fort Lee out in front of Garfield 45-14 after the first half of play. Garfield was held to only 2 total points in the first quarter as Fort Lee jumped out to a 19-2 lead. They extended their lead by outscoring the Boilermakers 26-12 in the second quarter to take a 45-14 lead at the break. Fort Lee averaging only 53 points a game this season, erupting for 45 in the first half, thanks in part to their three-point shooting as well, knocking down 6 three-pointers in that first half of play. Looking at the stats of the first half, Christian Molina, the high waterman for the Boilermakers, scoring 6 points for Garfield. Amari Devenish chipping in 4 as well. For Fort Lee, they are led by the 12 points of Bemowo Ogadegbe, the 5'11 junior, scoring 12 points, knocking down a pair of threes in the process. Greg Garcia has added 7 points. Jamal Tinsley has added 7 as well. And Xavier Martinez, 5 points off the bench. Rafi Gakian with 5. Isaiah Stang, the leading scorer this season for Fort Lee, with only 3. The concern for Fort Lee and Coach Schrager is, can he get through this game healthy? Right now, he has Jamal Tinsley on the bench without his left sneaker on. He rolled his ankle. He seems to be in good spirits, though, with a smile on his face. Isaiah Stang got nicked up near the end of that second quarter as well, but he's back on the floor, and he seems to be okay. For Fort Lee, this game might be out of hand already and out of contention for Garfield, but for the Bridgmen, they want to get through this one healthy and get to 10-3 on the season. Have a big game awaiting them next week here at East Gymnasium on Tuesday the 18th, the game that you'll be able to see here against Tenafly, a 7 p.m. start time against the Tigers. Adams starting right away, aggressively taking it to the basket to begin the second half of play for Garfield. So Ramadan Adams, the sophomore, had 2 points in the first half. He is fearlessly attacking the rim and gets rewarded for that aggression, getting to the line for 2. And Adams rattles in that first foul shot. 3 points in the game now for the sophomore, who, as I mentioned, scored 13 points in last night's contest for Garfield. A win on the road against Lodi. Adams hits a pair, and Garfield starts off with 2 quick points to begin the second half of play. Dan Long, along with Dimitri Nanis, Renee Matisich, glad you could join us here on YouTube. Molina up and over Ogadegbe, and Molina so scarily hit the deck there. A little slow to get to his feet there after he contorted. He got up in the air, fell over the back of Ogadegbe, and it's okay that Molina is okay. Thank goodness. As you heard the oohs and ahs, great sportsmanship there. A handshake between Ogadegbe and Molina. Molina will pick up the foul throughout the entire course of that scary couple of moments. There's an extra pass from Garcia to Gakian. And that's been the story of this game as well, of the hot shooting from the outside, the stingy defense that Fort Lee has been producing all season long, but the unselfish team-first attitude on full display. Garcia easily could have gone up for a layup attempt there. Instead, passed it to a wide-open teammate for an easier shot. That's what winning teams do. They set up the other teammates for winning efforts, not just selfish basketball. Here's Stang in the open floor. Stang with the floater across the middle, no good. Molina skies for the rebound, and Stang is going to be called for the foul from behind with 7:05 left to go here in the third. Isaiah Stang will pick up his third personal foul after he tried to reach in from behind. Minute gone by here at the start of the second half. Devenish into the corner to Molina. Molina driving in that baseline, throwing it up top to Peguero. Devenish now with it, trying to curl around Isaiah Stang, who's playing with 3 fouls. Adams dumping it down low to Bateman. Bateman Cross-court pass intercepted. And a turnover forced by Fort Lee. Here comes Stang into the corner to Gakian. Around up top to Jang. Now to Bem Ogadegbe. Ogadegbe with 12 points to lead the charge for the Bridgemen in the first half. Stang into the corner. Here's Gakian. Pull out three. No good. Short. Karam's out into the corner to Ramadan Adams. What made matters worse for Garfield, they were struggling to score baskets, and then when they earned their opportunities at the foul line, the Boilermakers missed on their first 6 foul shot attempts in this game. Give and go on the baseline. Devonish saving possession. Getting it up top to Adams. Dropping it down low on the block to Bateman. Bateman into the corner now. Adams just inside the three-point line. No good. Garcia skies for the rebound. Stang down the floor to Jang. Devin Jang is third 3 of the game. Devin Jang with 9 points in the game for the sophomore, who was the hero in the buzzer beater win against Ridgeville Park earlier in the week on the road. Now here's Ogadegbe in the open floor, and just a little too much mustard on that pass, as that was away from the waiting hands of Devin Jang. Coach Schrager bringing a smile to Devin Jang's face as he was upset. That was going to be a 2-on-1 fast break for Fort Lee. Bryant in the high post. Rotating around, now getting it into the near side corner. Peguero stripped on his way down the baseline. Here comes Isaiah Stang in the open floor. Past the defense and lays it up and in with the right hand on the left side. No one faster here on the floor tonight. Molina's shot is short. Good contest by Stang. Here's Stang again in the open floor. Skies high again, and it's going to be a layup line drill here for Isaiah Stang. Back-to-back easy buckets for Fort Lee as the Bridgemen extend their lead now to 54-16. Stang with 4 quick points gives the junior 7 in the night. Molina contested again. Could not get that floater to fall. Just not Garfield's day. As Jang makes it 3 consecutive layups for Fort Lee in the open floor, and that'll force Chris Storms to take a necessary timeout to settle down his team. Easy opportunities aplenty and abound for Fort Lee, as Devin Jang making it 3 consecutive layups for the Bridgemen. We're flexing their offensive muscles here today. 56 points with plenty of time remaining in the second half. So as I alluded to, on the horizon is going to be a big showdown with Tenafly on January 18th in a game that you could see here live and on demand for free on the Fort Lee Athletics YouTube channel. Before Fort Lee will hit the road and take on Pascack Hills in Montvale before coming back home to host Ramsey on January 25th. Fort Lee sits atop the Big North American standings, 4-0 league mark, as they have swept through the first go-around of all the different league opponents, defeating Ridgeville Park, Cliffside Park, Dumont, and Dwight Morrow. After the timeout by Garfield, back onto the floor go the Boilermakers. Into the corner, Rentovsky picking up the dribble. Watched by Gakian. Molina leads all scorers for Garfield with 6 in the game. Could not get the shooter's roll there. Bryant with another offensive rebound. He gets it blocked back by Garcia, but then a good hustle play there by Christian Molina. And the senior will lay it in for his first points of the second half. He's got a game-high 8 for Garfield. Xavier Martinez in the near corner for 3 off the assist by Devin Jang. That was a nice no-look pass by Devin Jang. That drew the defense to him and away from Martinez, who canned the open 3. Garfield not able to answer. Martinez gets the board. Now Jang into the corner for Gakian. Gakian draws the defender by him, gets in close and lays it in. Rafi Gakian now with 9 points in the game for Fort Lee. 61 points in this contest with still 3 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Season high for Fort Lee was 71 in a win here at home against Old Tapan. They might get to 71 in this quarter the way they're playing. Good contest inside as Bryant misses. Now Fort Lee will slow it down a bit as Jang will dribble it up past the timeline. Into the corner to Gakian. Gakian up top to Garcia. Garcia now to Jang. Jang shooting from three. No good off the back iron. Rebounded by Martinez. Martinez tries his luck from three. No good. Tipped out in space to Molina. Molina diving on the floor for it. And that's kind of symbolic of how this day has been going for the Boilermakers at Garfield. Good hustle, just not able to secure the loose ball. Coming up on 2 minutes left to go in the quarter. Across the lane, Garcia open for the baseline. Jumper sets and fires. Greg Garcia with 9 points off the assist from Jose Lozano. Lozanzo, as Devonish gets that one to fall. Jose Lozanzo, who's been added to the varsity roster for this game by Coach Schrager. Here's Martinez spinning around the defense, just missed the finish, did everything but the finish. Did a nice spin move to get away from the defender. 90 seconds now left to go in the third. Here's a corner shot, left short, Garcia with a rebound. And because Garfield has not been in play all that often here this season, and they're coming off a game last night, you don't want to make excuses, but Chris Storms would be the first one, the head man, to say that he doesn't make excuses for his team, but you have to think that they may not have their full complement of legs in some of these jump shots as well here today. That's also credit to the defense, which has been swarming by Fort Lee all game long. Jang missed on that three. Devonish down the other way. He'll pull up again for a jumper. That's going to be left short in the front of the rim. With under a minute now left to go in the third. Kick out into the corner. Molina still having it. Through the legs with the dribble. Watched by Martinez. Pulls up from 17 and swishes it home. That was the best looking jumper of the day for Christian Molina. 10 points now for Molina. He's the only Boilermaker in double digits. 63-22 the lead for Fort Lee. As Fort Lee patiently starting a weave of bits here on offense. Here's Gakian in the corner. Was looking for the bounce pass down on that far block to Garcia. It's tipped out of bounds behind him off of Garfield. So possession stays with Fort Lee with 19.4 remaining in the third quarter. One of the best performances so far in this season for Coach Schrager's side. Gakian in the corner, back to Jang. 10 seconds remaining in the quarter. Jang trying to get past the defense of Molina. Up top to Garcia. Garcia spinning around, leaving off for Martinez. Straightaway three. Martinez beats the buzzer. And Fort Lee has put up 66 points in this game through 3 quarters of play. It is Fort Lee's type of day here at home. Stick around as we'll come back for the start of the fourth quarter as you're watching Fort Lee boys basketball on YouTube. Fort Lee has made 9 3-pointers through the first 3 quarters of play here today. Their defense has allowed a grand total of 22 points through the first 3 quarters of action, as Fort Lee is on their way to their 10th win of the season. And this is a dominant performance right now. They won earlier this season against Harrison 60-22. But they're on their way to their biggest point total here of the season as Ogadegbe gets the and one opportunity here after muscling his way to the rim, laying it in and drawing the foul. Ogadegbe does just that, completes the three-point play. Bem's got 15 points. He's the high man in this game for Fort Lee. Stang with the rebound. Again, the most points this season by Fort Lee came at home in a broadcast scene earlier this year against Old Japan. They scored 71. They're 2 away from tying that mark. Stang across the middle. Good defense there by Garfield. Juan State, number 42, stood his ground, forced the miss. And there's Molina with the teardrop finish on the other side. Molina's got 12 in the game to lead the Boilermakers. Martinez. He has been silky smooth from 3 here today. His 4th made 3 of the game. And now Xavier Martinez with 14 points off the bench for the Bridgemen. And in the process, now the new season high for points in a game for Fort Lee at 72. Shot from straight away. Nice one there by Devenish. Devenish with 8 points in the game for Garfield. 72-27 the lead for Fort Lee. Jang gets his pass swatted away by Molina. Molina trying to shield off the defender and does so. Christian Molina with 14 points in the game. And now takes it right back and scores again. Molina quickly erupting for 6 points in this quarter. Ogadegbe's runner, no good. Fort Lee trying to reach in to win back possession, and they'll get called for the reach-in foul. Fort Lee, that's going to be their 3rd team foul this second half. Second foul of the game for Ogadegbe. Fort Lee back to the 2-3 zone on defense, 72-31 as Garfield has managed to produce 8 quick points of this quarter. He had 8 points in that third quarter, were outscored 21-8 by Fort Lee. 5:45 and counting left to go in regulation. Fort Lee on their way to improving to 6-2 at home this season. Here's a high arcing 3 in the near side corner by Lozano. The other way now, off balance by Adams, rebounded inside. Here comes Isaiah Stang the other way. Stutter stepped, off balance a bit there on his shot attempt. Offensive rebound, though, procured by Martinez. Martinez down low to Gakian. Gakian getting it up top. To the far side. Ogadegbe, give and go inside. Lenzano getting his first 2 points of the game. Here's a shot from deep by Molina. No good. Rebounded by Martinez. Ogadegbe. No good. Hit the rim twice before Molina got the rebound. Across the lane, Molina left that one short. Good help defense inside by Gakian, sacrificing the body. That'll be out of bounds and an inbounds upcoming now for Fort Lee with 4:25 left to go in regulation again. Fort Lee will be back home in their next game against Tenafly on January 18th. You'll be able to watch that game here on YouTube come Tuesday. That'll be another good test for Coach Schrager's side. They try to continue their winning ways here at home as well. Martinez rushed that 3. Zanzo with the offensive rebounds, and he gets fouled on his way up after curling underneath the rim. And Jose Lizanzo being added to the varsity roster for this game. And he's been impressive at points in this contest. A couple of nice assists and just got his first points of the game just moments ago. Got 2 points right now. Second foul shot is good. 3 points off the bench for Coach Schrager's side. 75-31 the lead for Fort Lee. Across the lane, it's Devonish, who's now reached double digits in this game for Garfield with 10 points in the contest. Our third and final basketball game of the day as part of the Coaches versus Cancer event being hosted here at Fort Lee. Fort Lee girls won the opening game, coming from behind to take down arch rival Cliffside Park. Ridgefield Park outlasted Bergen Tech in our second game, and it's been all Fort Lee here in our third and final showdown of the day. As that's taken away by Martinez. Martinez with a bounce pass up to Linzanzo. And Linzanzo now with 5 points in the game. There's that unselfishness on full display by Fort Lee here in the fourth quarter. As Martinez easily could have added to his point total, but got it to his young teammate instead. Bateman with a nice tip back and in. Zion Bateman with his first points of the day. As the senior now makes it a 77-35 deficit for Garfield. And again, for Garfield, this is a team that's just trying to fight to get on the court and stay on the court. As Stang gets the three-pointer. 10th made three of the game now for Fort Lee. Make it 11 threes. Did not count the Martinez triple a couple of moments ago. Kick out for another three, and this is Jose Lizanzo. 8 points in his varsity debut here this season. Off the bench, number 23 in white. Might get close to double digits since joining the team. Again, for the Bridgemen, this is the most points in a game this season for Fort Lee at 83. As the steal was produced, and Coach Schrager telling his team to pull it back out. Good sportsmanship here by the Bridgemen. As we're coming up on 90 seconds left to go in regulation. And for Garfield, tough sledding here today. Obviously nothing was falling and came against a very good Fort Lee team that's playing their best brand of basketball this season. But the Boilermakers will go right back to work. It isn't an NJIC game, so it does not affect their overall standings. They'll get back to work to take on the Glen Rock Panthers their next time out at home on January 19th. It'll be their first home game since hosting Manchester Regional on December 21st. So you know the Boilermakers are going to be excited to play in front of their home fans. Stang stealing it right back and now just bringing it around as we're under a minute left to go as Fort Lee putting together their most dominant and all-around best performance of the season. They won 44-34 the last time out in front of a capacity crowd against arch-rival Cliffside Park. And no step back here today. They got going right away, led 19-2 after the first quarter, 45-14 after three, and then 66-22 after the third quarter. And again, this is good sportsmanship displayed. No need for any more points in this one. The message has been sent by Fort Lee as they are on their way to their 10th win of the season and are going closer and closer to punching their ticket to what would be an appearance in the Bergen Jamboree Final, as that will do it for a great day of basketball here at East Gymnasium. The final score, Fort Lee 83, Garfield 35. With the defeat, Garfield will fall to 2-2 on the season with the win. Fort Lee now with 10 wins on the season. The Bridgemen 10-3 overall this season. Outstanding performance by so many different Bridgemen players here today, led by Bem Ogadegbe's game-high 15. Xavier Martinez also chipping in 14 points off the bench for Coach Schrager. And Christian Molina, the leading scorer for Garfield, he finished with 16 points in the game for the Boilermakers. So the next time out, Fort Lee's going to be playing host to Tenafly here at home, as they're going to be trying to keep the winning ways going. The win streak is now 6 in a row for the Bridgemen. Join us on Tuesday night as Garfield takes on Tenafly at 7 p.m. You can watch all the action like you do for each and every home game of the boys and girls seasons here on the Fort Lee Athletics YouTube channel. So for my partners, Dimitri Nanis and Renee Matisic, I'm Dan Long saying so long from Fort Lee. You've been watching Fort Lee boys basketball here on the Fort Lee Athletics channel. Take care, everybody, and enjoy your weekend.